Okay, we'll go ahead and start. What's up, Flockers? We're back with another episode of Flockast, and I'm here with Colin Long, as always. What's going on, Colin?
Good morning, Jake. How's it going?
Doing great, dude. We're here with Jack Harper, one of our most
the man,
seen
the
guests
myth.
here on Flockast. What's going on, Jack?
What's up? Good morning, gentlemen. How we doing?
We're doing good. So I've heard a rumor that you
Doing
dance
great,
and
dude.
know things. Is that true?
Dance and know things. Someone said that. I don't know. You might have to see for yourself, though.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it won't be hard to see you dancing at a show. That's for sure.
Hell yeah.
But Jack was
how you
on.
guys? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Jack was on the most recent Pigeons run. He did all 4 shows through Cleveland, Chicago, Grand Rapids, and then finished it up at the Burl in Lexington.
Yeah, that was
And
a lot
that's
of
what
fun.
we got him on here today.
Yeah, looking forward
Jake,
to chatting
which
about
shows
these
did you
ones.
hit?
These were all banging.
I was only able to go to the Cleveland, Chicago, and Lexington shows, so I only did 3 of the 4.
Nice. Well, that's still good. That Cleveland show was a smoker. I think my FOMO was full effect by about 3 songs into the first set there. So it looked like a good one. You brought Boulder to a show or two, too, also, didn't you?
He just went to the Lexington show and made it into the second song, Middle of Skinner. Took off his headphones because we were standing right in front of the sound booth. He took off his headphones, threw them at a lady that we had no idea who she was, bounced off her head, and then went into the sound booth right in front of Dylan and Manny.
Oh,
It's pretty embarrassing. Tiffany freaked out. Took Boulder back to the hotel at that point.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I got
Oh.
to see him beforehand, and we had some quality time playing trucks together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jack came over and was playing. He had his monster truck with him, and he was showing him his monster truck, so that was fun.
very wholesome. Love that dude.
But yeah, that Cleveland show. Let's talk about that. Let's get
Let's
talking
get into
about
it.
that drunk people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for people that always, Jake, you talk about a reason to join the Nest. You know, they take requests in there and they play requests in there. And that was a pretty cool one that, they're listening. A good reason to join the Nest if you're ever looking, get to interact a little closer.
House of Blues Cleveland
Yeah, I
was
had
brought
no
to you
idea.
by the Nest.
So that was the reason why I had no idea that was. And then no one's mentioned anything until you said something about it in the flock, Colin. I had no idea that someone
you see earlier that day, I think it was the official Pigeons Facebook group. Maybe it was Jeremy, I forget. They said, "Hey, go to the Nest if you want to place a request right now." So, obviously Lee, you see, Gary, a bunch of people ran over there, and we all threw requests in, and I was like, all right. I was trying to think, like, all right, what's a request I can make that A is in bust out territory, but something that's also realistic. Because, and also it's a song that if I'm not going to be there, I don't get too mad if they play it. So there's certain songs I didn't want to request because I'm like, dude, if they bust that out and I wasn't there for it, I'll shit my pants. But yeah, so I thought, why not Drunk People Abracadabra? And so it was cool to see them play that. As soon as I saw Buckley update the set list on the Facebook group there, I was like, oh shit, they're doing it.
So
good.
you requested it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was sweet. I was thinking about you, bud. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
To hear
So
that
I got
song.
a text from Jack later about it. He was just like, hell yeah, nice work. I'm like, sick. Yes.
Drunk People is really high on my list for Pigeon songs, and then Abracadabra is one of my favorite covers, maybe top 3. It's also my karaoke song. So hearing that was sweet, and like doing the whip, the gator whip, it's so good.
Love that. Yeah, I remember when I first saw that, it was like my 5th show. It was like the Rams Head Live, I think 2018. And I mean, it was my the one takeaway I had from those 2 nights was Drunk People and Abracadabra just racing through my head for like 2 weeks. It was a good time, but
Yes.
yeah. So I haven't seen them do that in a while, and I think they've done last couple of Drunk People. They had what did they play as the song in it? Drawing a blank. Anyway, they
They
didn't do
like
Abracadabra. They did a different song. I think the last time they played it, I have to go back and look. But I think it looked just
yeah, they played.
Jack,
Oh
do
beyond
you
yeah,
just
they
the
know a
played.
drunk
song?
people,
They
though.
played Abracadabra recently, in I think it was Inside in the Bubble on the West Coast run. That was also
That's
sweet.
right.
That fit pretty well in that.
But even beyond the drunk people, if you look at that set, you know, you go Pop Off, Funky, Treat Yourself, Henrietta, All Right Tonight. I mean, that's a second set list in the first set. I mean, that's coming out of the
Yeah,
gates with some pretty heavy hitters, and then just capping it off with a drunk people abracadabra. Like that's usually how they we're closing a show, as opposed to just
yeah,
getting it started.
such a hit. Yeah,
Right.
so some of these first sets did feel like second sets, and I'm here for that. One of my favorite parts, probably of the whole show, was their Funky Ezekiel classics. Love that every time. But the transition out of Funky into Treat Yourself was chef's kiss there. It fits so well. And at first, like I thought it was Win a Minute for a second because these new songs kind of get jumbled up. But if anyone listening, if you don't have time to listen to all of it, go to just the last minute of Funky Ezekiel and check that transition into Treat Yourself. It is fantastic, and I'm excited. Like seeing them work these new songs into the classic songs is what I'm here for.
Yeah, and I'm really enjoying that Treat Yourself. I love it when Greg does that laugh in the middle of the
Yeah,
song.
yeah. No, there's a lyric about Cleveland, Ohio in it. And I guess in that song, that song felt so good to hear on night one, early in the first set, because it's a song about traveling and treating yourself, and like that's what I was planning on doing for the next 3 or 4 days. So that was good.
Damn, I gotta re-listen to all those lyrics because yeah, you're right. You're the only one that can treat yourself, and
Yeah.
that's what I.
Yeah, there's one of like going to Cleveland. We got some woos from the people that could hear it. Good stuff.
Yes, Jack. That's why we love having you on the Flockast because you point out these things that's even I miss, and I love it.
Well, happy to be here, yeah. The Henrietta was really good too. It was super explorative. So always one of my favorite pigeon jams. I think it's very versatile. Just like the start of that jam, I feel like you can kind of tell what kind of direction it's about to take when Jeremy starts to go exploring, and that was a really good, and a longer Henrietta too. That was like 12 or 13 minutes, I think. Really like that one.
Yeah. The Melting Lights, No 360 by Greg.
Yeah, no,
Just a regular.
I was watching you watch it.
But I know I want to know. I have a theory on why he did the original Air Greg, because Adam Berta, the photographer, was there in Cleveland that night, and he is the original person that took the photo of Air Greg
Okay.
doing the. So I figured like they were probably linked up to do it again. So no 360 on that one.
Have we seen that
But
photo
yeah,
come
we
out
already
yet?
talked about that drunk people. Yeah, it's an old photo. That's why Greg, like it's like his. I'll have to find it and I'll post it. But it's like an older one. It's probably almost from like 2017 or something like that.
No, when I was doing pins, I so bad wanted to do like an Air Greg pin and just kind of do like the Jordan silhouette, but it's Greg. But I couldn't make it look right because it was just there's too much you needed to have in there. But I love the idea of it. It's still there's
much you
maybe I
need
can
to
make it
have.
happen someday. We'll see. But yeah, I love when Greg gets airborne, dude. The guy's got the hops.
Yeah,
Get this guy a sneaker
He's
deal.
got the
that'd be a
hops.
perfect shirt too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Perfect shirt too.
it's a good set too
And
here.
then second set coming. What was that, Jack?
Good set too coming. You want to start it up?
Yeah, started off with an Indiglo from Mr. Clay Lesser down there on the rail, his favorite song. I told him Greg would play it for him too, so they came out second set playing for him.
Yeah. And the Schwanthem's a beast right here with Destiny from Sneezy. Her and Jeremy were popping off. There was a good like 2 to 4 minutes of them just exchanging off each other. It was true improvisation. It was great to see. And she is awesome. She's an absolute beast. It was great to see
Yeah, they had a
Sneezy.
lot of
And
sit-ins
this was
with
the first time-
Sneezy on this run, didn't they?
Lots of sit-ins. Yeah, it's so cool to see, like, because I know they're probably more recent friends, but you can just tell them getting more and more tight knit as the run goes on. It's really special to see, and pigeons are just pigeons are really good at making friends with musicians and then making epic music and creating really special moments. Yeah, but that Schwanthem,
Yeah, no doubt.
I have a totally different viewpoint on that entire
What you got?
exchange between Jeremy and Destiny.
What you got?
I won't go into it too much.
Oh no, you're not a fan.
No, me and Tiffany talked about. I don't know. I feel like you should have been doing that more with Greg, and Jeremy kind of looked annoyed, and so did Greg on stage because they were doing it for long, and Jeremy was almost like, "Get away from me!"
No,
dude,
I
we're
want.
done.
I wanted that. That was definitely my favorite part of the sit and the exchange because, like, they're making each other do shit. I feel like it was more Destiny kind of taking Jeremy in a certain direction, but I was just,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know.
different perspectives, but that was my favorite part of that whole sit-in.
Exactly. Different perspectives.
Yeah, then
But
up funk.
and I was able to, I don't know. I won't really say much more about it, but that umfunk was nasty. If you were able to see Gator's Instagram, he did a whole day in the life of a drummer in Cleveland post, and he posted clips from the Up Funk, and he shared it and stuff. So he seemed to be pretty happy with it. So
Yeah, there was
able to go check
big
that.
drum section in there. That was a very bit large drum section. It was awesome.
But hang on just 1 second, because speaking of people posting stuff, I believe Brett had a pretty great post there, and there's Jake just in his little happy place, just rocking back and forth.
Oh yeah,
That was in Lexington. Okay,
I love that so much. That made my day when I saw that.
dude. Oh my god, dude. Yeah. Well, you know what the band sees when
Yep,
they're looking out in the crowd.
I love that.
That's for sure.
But moving on from there, how was the skipjack?
Skipjack was fat. Ben was laying down some fat lines all weekend, dude. He's locked in right now.
It's great in the mix.
Fresh.
That Fallen Place is a really good one too. I feel like there's been a good bit of variety in the more recent Fallen Places, but this one, Greg kind of took it for a ride with the flutish bird pedal. It was a very blissful jam. But I was comparing it, like there's the Fallen Place from DC. I remember it's like a more country bluegrass type jam, and then hearing it because I think that was the one I'd listened to most recent before hearing this one live, and the variety in the jams is getting me up. But yeah, very good Fallen Place there too.
Yeah, you make me want to go back and listen to that DC Fallen Place now.
Yeah, I'll probably do it after this.
Yeah, but that Poseidon at the end of the set was kind of kind of felt it coming. Not that that's a bad thing or anything like that, kind of predictable, but the Born to Run in the middle of it, wasn't expecting that at all.
Jake loves the boss.
I'm not a big Boss fan, but Pigeons crush it. Greg crushes being the boss. Sounded really good.
Yeah, and I feel like
I think Greg,
when you're in Cleveland, you got to play at least one.
Is because Greg likes to play it so much or sing it. He really gets into it.
For sure. Yeah, he crushes that. I was wondering, like, all the Cleveland jam band fans, I bet they can expect at least one Rock and Roll Hall of Fame cover, and that was the one for that night. Born to Run, baby.
Yeah, and they visited the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame earlier in the day.
So here's my question on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I want to get your guys' take on this. Who do you think gets inducted first to the Hall of Fame? Fish or the Pigeons?
It's going to be the Pigeons.
I mean, and I only say that because I can't believe Fish got snubbed with that whole thing. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Sorry, not to get on a tangent about Fish. I didn't
understand that the fan vote only counted as one vote. Yeah, I was triggered too.
Cyndi Lauper made it in.
And she's deserving. I'm not knocking the other artists. I'm not even hating on who got in. I think Outkast getting in was interesting. Just saying, I like Outkast too. I grew up with Bombs Over Baghdad. That stuff was rocking in my car in high school. Not hating it. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I understood it as if Fish won the fan vote, they were getting in. I didn't understand that the fan vote was only like one vote of the 150 or whatever it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't understand that either. But the Pigeons ended up wrapping up this show with a nice donkey hotel. Tiffany and I had to end up like leaving in the middle of it. We only catch the beginning of it because we had to go back home to Columbus. But I love a nice donkey hotel.
They played that as an encore now a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did it at the Outpost as an encore.
The Outpost one is the best one.
I'm a real boy.
I still think, I'm
real
sorry, the original first Donkey Hotel from Dome Fest is the best one. I'll die
Yep.
on this hill. It's the best one. You know,
Yep,
and they
those
don't do
two
that
are the ones, the unannounced
Donkey
Donkey
Hotel opener. Like they just kind of jammed into it, and it was like super wavy and like I don't know, like time and space were wiggling. It was cool. Like I love how deep and groovy they got on that first one, especially going into it.
Yeah.
That's just my
Yeah, I
take.
don't need the pause in the Donkey Hotel. I would like it to flow
But-
into it as well.
Whatever, still a jam.
Still a jam. So we head out to Chicago on my ride. I left the Cleveland show right after Page. It was a full sober show for me. And stopped in Mishawaka, Indiana, about 4.5 hour drive right after the show. Stopped at my grandma's house, it was her birthday on the 25th, and she got to come to her first Pigeon show along with like 8 of my other family members. It was a fantastic experience. We had like a little pre-party. Jake dyed us some matching outfits. She had a really awesome dress, and then tie-dyed me a matching shirt. And some birthday dinner before, getting pregame for the Pigeon show, doing some birthday singing. Val and Huey came as well, so they were part of the Harper family for that night beforehand. Then we ended up having a balcony of like 14 or like 12 to 14 people. It was sweet. The balcony rules.
Wow.
The balcony rules. But it was
The
really
Vic's a pretty
special.
old theater,
Is
right?
the balcony?
Yeah, it's pretty old theater. Very beautiful.
Yeah, it's a nice theater.
And it's great seeing being up that high, like seeing Manny's work off the floor. I feel like the 930 club, like you can kind of see his work off the floor, but it's not. It's kind of still low down because that's just how the venue is. But like in that like larger theater, I guess it's not that big of a spot. But seeing Manny's work off the floor was very mesmerizing and something that I don't think of that often. But it was so good, so good.
Yeah. Speaking of actually Manny's work. Oh, go ahead, Greg. Jake.
I was just gonna say I never ventured up there during the show because I didn't know like they had reserve seating, GA. I wasn't really sure if it was GA or not, so I just never went up there.
Yeah, it wasn't fully filled out up there either. I mean, the lower part was. We were kind of like in the middle. Great view, great sound, hell of a show too.
Yeah, what were you saying about Manny, Colin?
Oh, I got Shannon for her birthday some of his pottery, and I was really
Nice.
impressed. You know, I was trying to support the homie, but also when I got it, I was like, damn, this thing is actually really good. It was like, you know, one of the bigger pots that he did, and yeah, presented so well. Came with a little pottery coin that he makes. I mean, the whole thing, the box, the way he packs it. I mean, he really does a good job all the way through. I'm very critical of these things because it's kind of my day job I do. So I always kind of like look at how they pack it. What do they add? What do they include? There's little note cards. But yeah, if you're ever looking for cool pottery, I definitely recommend Manny's, dude. The guy does a really good job with that stuff.
Yeah, he uses
Figured while we were
ashtray
talking
every
about
day. I
Manny,
got
I'd
one
just
right here.
throw that out there.
Yeah. I'm planning on getting some goods at Dome Fest. I pre-ordered one of the candles too, the melting light candle.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so this the Vic show opens up Time to Ride, and I thought that was great because that was my first live Pigeon song I heard, so it was also my Grams. That was cool. Cool, love it. Oh, it was a great start to the show. Time to Ride, baby. Grab yourself a seat. And I also had a seat too, so that was like nice to have the option. Didn't use it too much, but I had it.
But yeah, like I said, for the Cleveland, for the House of Blues show, it's this first set feels like a second set. It's like really heavy.
Yeah.
A lot of sit-ins.
Yeah, and a lot of sit-ins. The sit-ins were dope this show. I love Calm Before the Storm. That's such a cool vibe of a song. And then the transition out of it's always cool. They make like the kind of storm sounds. I know they like to do lightning out of it. I feel like I haven't been seeing too much lightning on set lists these days. But in this one they went into Live It Up. I remember thinking about how hard Ben was digging in on that one. Good stuff.
Yeah, that Live It Up is really nice. I think it was like it was like almost 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Even a few people messaged me about it, like, dang, this Live It Up is nice.
Yeah. Sam Walker sent me a message. I was like, damn, you still listen to Pigeons? Let's go.
I know, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He sent me a message about it.
Yeah, that was good.
I was the same thing. I was like, oh, I thought you weren't that big of a Pigeons fan anymore, buddy.
Yeah, that song goes.
But
I'm gonna listen to that later today. I haven't gotten to listen to this first set outside of the FU, but
yeah, I'm still waiting for the Grand Rapids to drop.
Grand Rapids is on there. Lexington isn't yet.
That's what I meant. The Burl Show, Lexington.
Yeah, I want that. But yeah, then so something for you. That was my Nest request. I asked for something because it was really the only song my grandma knows. I always put that on when she's around or at family gatherings.
Which was so cool when I saw the pictures of your grandma at the show. The family that flocks together. You know what they say? Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, that was so good. So special. I'm really grateful I was able to do that. Yeah, so that. No matter what Pigeons did on stage, the show is going to be top tier. The vibes were overflowing. Like, I could not wipe the smile off my face. It was so awesome.
Hell yeah. When you have grandma raging in the audience, like, you know it's going to be a hot night.
Yeah, dude. It's so sweet. And she danced. She danced like the whole show too. She would like sit down towards the end of songs and then pop right back up when the next song started if there was a little pause in the action. It was so awesome. I want to do it again.
Love
as soon
it.
as possible. Domefest.
Yeah, I'm sad I never even got to see you guys that entire night.
Oh, no, that's all right. I mean, you'll meet her again. She'll be back, and I'm sure she'll wear that dress again. She loves that thing. She really, really loves it. But yes, nice. Something for you, Fortress, some little sweetness. And then we get to overtime with Danny Buckets. He crushes. I think maybe didn't sit in on the first night, but the next 3 nights he sat in. He's very. I feel like with Sneezy, I feel like he wasn't jamming out as much, but it's also Sneezy only has like an hour set, and they're playing a lot of songs too. But seeing him really stretch his legs with Pigeons was great. Overtime was fire. Then hearing him on the Space Jam and the Hop, he was getting real nasty. And then that FU with like almost all of Sneezy was really cool to see. And then I don't know if I've seen a harmonica sit in with Pigeons, but Brett from Sneezy was crushing the harmonica. It sounded so good with the funk there. Loved that. And then Could You Be Loved was so really beautiful. Nice. That was so awesome. I forgot that's even an option they could play. And that was really cool for my grandma too, because that was the song she knew. That was just, the love was flowing everywhere, every direction. So good. And then the harmonica was really suiting my fancy. Good stuff.
Oh yeah. Has there ever been a harmonica sit-in? I don't think so.
I feel like there has to have been before, but I don't remember seeing one. I wonder if I don't know if they've had John Popper or not. I've seen him with Twiddle. That would be a cool sit-in. Blues Traveler.
But before we go on to the second set, let's not forget that the sound went out in the middle of Calm Before the Storm.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, oh shit. Please do not.
And of course, Pigeons doesn't skip a beat.
Yeah.
They just keep playing.
Yeah, dude. I actually went on to the Nest like right after the show. That was the only thing I listened to after the show to go back to that moment. And then on the Nest, the sound just completely cuts out. But live, like I'm up on the balcony. You can faintly hear it. You can hear Gator's drums. It was like I was at a drive-in show without a PA. Fucking dog shit. But the way they came back from that was so sweet. I loved it. Did not skip a beat, like you said.
Yeah, the crowd, in the recording, you can hear the crowd get excited about it too. So now they're even more engaged after that happened. Yeah,
like I always get, every time Pigeons have some technical difficulties, I'm always like itching a little bit. I'm like, fuck. But this was just like a 10-second thing, and it came right back, and was never an issue the rest of the show. So that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
That happened at Red Rocks Forum as well. They played through that. But they always, and we've said this on the show before, but they always handle it so well. I mean, we watched Greg in Philly have just kind of his cord wasn't working or whatever. He's stomping the ground. In Fort Lauderdale, I watched Jeremy's whole guitar just completely shit itself. And
Oh yeah.
he even told me, he's like, I've never had a problem like this in my life. The guitar itself needed to get fixed. He didn't even know what the problem was, but the whole band just comes together, figure it out, and just, you wouldn't know what happened if you weren't watching it.
Absolute professionals.
That's always so cool.
Professional. Yeah. Love those guys. Yeah, they can make epic moments out of moments that could definitely turn into complete duds. It's cool.
Right. A different band would stop playing and walk off stage or something, or panic and freak out and create more chaos than they need to. So yeah, love the professional, capital PPP in that professional. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, so set 2's a banger. Jake, you want to take that?
Yeah, started off with In the Bubble. Like always a nice little In the Bubble. And then Julia had a nice little Julia. And during this Julia, I was with the girls the entire night. There wasn't that much like heavy flock presence other than Jack up in the balcony. And there was like a few of us bouncing around on the floor, but it was pretty much like a local Chicago show as far as that goes. But I'm standing with Garl in the middle of Julia, and he takes off his one of his Jordans and is holding it up for Julia, right?
Hell yeah.
And Greg sees it, gives him a nod because he likes the Jordan.
Love it.
Sweet shoes, bro.
Yeah. Dude, I saw.
But we were up on the second level. We weren't even down like in like the pit area or anything like that.
Yeah, it looked packed down there.
It was packed, and that's why I didn't go down there, because I was flying solo the entire show. So I was like just trying to be with like someone that I was comfortable with, and the girls I'm definitely comfortable with them. So I was hanging out with them until the end of the show.
Yeah, so I was supposed to connect with him. So I have I think I've met him in passing, but have never properly met him. And whereas he was supposed to end up staying at my sister's after Chicago show, but then he found I think his sister ended up coming or something like that.
Yeah, Mandy.
So I ended up meeting Ryan during Horizon in Grand Rapids, which is a pretty great start to a friendship. That was awesome. Then raged the rest of the show with him. What a great dude. And I loved his Flockast episode too. That was good stuff.
Yeah, Ryan's the homie.
The homie.
But then after that, Julia got a nice Underworld. Jeremy, shows us what he's got on While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Yeah, so so Val plays the pigeon games with her notebook. You write down like a couple songs, bust out a cover and stuff. I put this as my cover solely because I know every single time they play this song, they tease Chicago, and we were in Chicago, so I hit on that one.
That's right, bro. Yeah, good one. What's the one that they tease?
26 or 25 or 6 or 4 or whatever those numbers are. And then they do. Yeah, and then the Led Zeppelin. Baby, baby, I'm gonna leave. That's good stuff. They do it every time, though. I'm not complaining about it, but that is always attached to that song. Never seen him not do it.
Nice. Note.
Yeah, then the Liquid.
And then this is when I go down to the floor.
The Liquid.
Is during the Liquid. So I'm like right in front of Greg during the Liquid and Not Who You Are.
Not Who You Are.
Which is,
love it.
Yeah, I love it too, dude. With the beginning of that song with Ben's bass.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gives me like an early 90s yacht rock vibe or something like that.
I feel it. Yeah, dude, I love that song. And it was like I was really hoping to hear it this weekend, because I've listened to the first one from the West Coast a handful of times. But I like it. They made some subtle changes to it. Jeremy's vocals on it are very in the mix. Like it's one of the louder, like more clear. I can hear Jeremy. It's like backup vocals still, because Greg is singing that really high part. I'm not gonna do it. But if you listen to the first one, you can hear it's just Greg's high part. But now Greg's still doing that high part, but there's a very clear Jeremy shown vocals on it, which that gets me excited. I love hearing Jeremy sing. I wish he'd sing a little more.
Nice.
But I love that song.
It's definitely a rarity to hear Jeremy.
Yeah. You'll hear him on this. Like this, you can hear him pretty solidly. Still can't decipher the lyrics. Whoever does that should do it. Lee?
You know,
Give me
there's
those
people that have
lyrics.
those shirts where it'd be
Lee's
like,
usually on top of the
make
lyrics.
Trey sing, or like, you know, I was gonna make a shirt that says like,
Yeah.
you know, make Jeremy sing, not let him sing, like make him sing.
Play sand.
Yeah, because I'm sure Jeremy's not asking to sing anything at all.
Yeah.
He's not volunteering, but it's fine. I mean,
Crush it, though.
he does plenty as it is right now. So if he doesn't want to add some vocals, that's great. I'm okay with it.
For sure.
It always takes me back to the sand
the new
in
Pigeon.
Dome Fest All Star set when I started hearing. I even sometimes it's in my rotation of songs I listen to, and I hear it, and at first I'm like, "Who the hell is singing?" You know, I'm like, I can't even pick it up, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that's Jeremy. That's right."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we our car listened to that sand from the All-Star set and on the way. I think it was on the way. Or we were dropping Val off at the airport after the Lexington show. But yeah, that was played this weekend. I think because we were talking about Jeremy's vocals and Not Who You Are. So good. Yeah, but
Love
then Motion Flows to close it out. Always love the
Yeah.
closer.
Oh, great closer.
Gets me jumping.
And then came back out for the encore. Feed the fire.
I like that spot for it. Yeah, that's cool.
Good
I
one.
like the
Caught
nearest.
Greg's pick after this.
Did you?
Yeah, someone else tried to grab it, and I always know that no one is ever going to grab it on the first one, so I always get it on the floor.
Yeah, it's always the floor.
Yeah.
I caught one time. Well, I guess I was on the rail though, and it was an underhand toss. So I guess that's not sniping.
I got my
either,
first
but
Jeremy pick in Philly, and he threw it, and it kind of flew over
Yeah.
the first two rows of people and went on the floor. I dove on it like like it was a ball in a football game or something, you know. Like I was like, "This is mine," but no one else dove for it, so I felt
Got
kind of
it.
stupid. I could have walked over and kind of casually picked it up, but this is being way over dramatic.
Nah,
Instead.
you earned it. You needed
Yeah.
to do that.
Sacrifice the body, you know. You got to get involved.
Sacrifice the body. Yes.
Dude, I didn't get a Greg pick until like over 110 shows, and now after that, I have like 3 now.
He's a real sweetheart. He crumbled up a set list after my 100th show and gave it to me, and then I didn't open it up till like later that night, and there's a pick in there. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. That was
Nice.
Damn.
Love that.
Yeah, dude. Greg is a sweetheart, man.
Yeah.
He likes to be a little bit of a tough guy sometimes, but
I don't care. Be you, Greg. I love it.
hey, that's why people love him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
after the show, I was driving up to Cleveland, and Jeremy actually texted me on my way up there. He's like, "Hey, are you coming to Cleveland?" I'm like, "I am, but I have to leave early and stuff like that." And he's like, "Oh, well, I brought a shirt for you to tie dye."
Nice.
And I was like, "Oh, great. Instantly pressure on me now."
What shirt?
I got to tie dye a shirt for my favorite guitar player in the world ever.
What shirt is it?
But anyways, after the Chicago show, I was able to grab it from him and was able to stop by the green room for a second, talk to the guys for a hot minute. But Greg gave me a big hug for like the first time ever and slapped me on the chest. I was like, "Hey man, you got me hyped during that show." At the end there, and told me it was always good to see me. So that got me feeling fine,
Let's go.
as Brett would say. But
Yeah.
yeah, he also let me know that they handpicked Groovin' to Survive to be part of Dome Fest.
That's what's up. They just plugged it, eh?
So what was that?
They just plugged it on Instagram too. I saw.
I know, that was awesome. I wasn't expecting that at all or anything like that. And it was an awesome post showing a picture of Gator going through all my dyes at the outpost. That's when picture was taken.
Hell yeah.
So, but then after that show, I stayed with Mr. Matt Wyman in his hotel, woke up early, and then drove back to Columbus. But you guys kept along the Pigeon Tour.
Yeah.
And headed up to Grand Rapids.
Yeah, so we had a great night after the Chicago show. Me, Paige, Huey, Val, and my sister, we partied just about all night. We had some jams. Val leading the charge on some ukulele. We played Dawn a New Day and Steal the Shade. It was wholesome. Very wholesome
Hell yeah.
after party. And then I linked up with Sam Papermaster, and he seemed interested in continuing on the run. So we did that. He hopped in the car and rode with us. It was great to really get to know that guy. He's an absolute beauty. So that was cool. And then so we hit it. It was a short drive that day, like 2.5 hours from Chicago to Grand Rapids. We stopped at the Indiana sand dunes, which was sweet. Climbed up a sand dune, could see Chicago like 60 miles in the distance. That was really cool. Nice little bow on the
Nice.
Chicago show. But the intersection, this first set might be one of my favorites of the run. So it's also the 1-year anniversary of Day and Time. So they open up with the town and then play the namesake Day and Time. And so felt like, so I forgot that Fall in Place and a couple of the other Day and Time songs were on are on that album. So they open up with the town. I'm like, oh, they're gonna play it in full, forgetting that they had played a couple of those songs the night before. But to fast forward real quick to Lexington, they played Sorcerer and Feelin' Fine during that set, which completed Day and Time in full. So they did play the whole album throughout these 4 nights, which I think is sweet. But yeah, happy 1-year anniversary to Day and Time. Great album. But yeah, so they're playing Landing, The Turn, so the kids are calling it these days. And then they really work into a Zydeco, and I could hear it about like 45 seconds to a minute out. I'm like, oh, they're gonna do it, and they absolutely rip a Zydeco, but they don't stop. They don't. There's no fluff here. We go Zydeco into Moonwalk. Very tasty.
Well, they
Moonwalk.
didn't finish Zydeco, right?
Yeah, Zydeco is unfinished. Zydeco's unfinished. There's definitely some business to be taken care of on that front. But they worked into a dope Moonwalk. I definitely thought they'd come back around the show and finish the Zydeco. We'll see if they do or not. The Moonwalk was awesome. And then I was listening to this say yesterday. Then the Water was really good Water. I love Water so much more than I did like right when it came out. I loved it really early on. And then, like, I kind of started to fall off of it, but Water the last year has been a hit for me. I love it. And then Feet on the Ground, probably my favorite Pigeon song right now.
Yep.
It's been that way for
I can't get enough of it.
It's the best. It's so good. I love it. It's
Yeah.
the best vibes. I love dancing to it. It always hits me so right. It has every single time. I think I've seen like 3 or 4 of them now. Love that song. And then
It is a good song. All their new songs are great,
Yeah.
dude. They're
Yeah.
so good.
So good. So good. They keep pumping them out too. We got Dome Fest coming up. Might be a couple new ones there too. I'm excited. Always excited about
Yeah,
Pigeons.
they're gonna have a couple debuts.
They give us a lot of
Mhm.
reasons.
They always do.
Keep us excited. So they do a good job at that. Set closing Avalanche, always a good set closer. And I felt like the set break was rather quick, which I don't mind. Set breaks are weird
Short
sometimes.
set break's the best set break.
Yeah, for sure. And then so we get a quicker too long. It's a good spot for the opener. And then a massive Beneath the Surface with Danny Buckets, very deep psychedelic jam. And I don't know if you guys check this one out. I thought I heard a subtle shakedown tease from in Beneath the Surface from Jeremy while Danny is ripping the end of his like longer solo, which I think is like in the middle of the song, but he has like a long solo in it. I felt like I heard a little shakedown, but also that could just be the roots of Beneath the Surface. No, check it out. See, Horizon, beautiful Horizon, good intro as per usual. All of these Horizon intros have been fat lately. It's a really good intro. Then I met Ryan Durnan, group hugs all around. It was great. It's real great. Then Let the Boogie Out. I was not expecting that. I like it. I like the spot for it. I love the new little jam on it. But I think it makes the song way better. Yeah, I think they added that jam in Philly. I love the little bridge between the bridge between the bridge, I guess. Yeah. The bridge to the bridge. Yeah, I love that. And then The Labyrinth. That's always good these days. Gator crushing that hand pan, and then Jeremy comes in, and Ben's thumping, then Greg starts doing some
Moaning.
Korean chant type shit. Love it. Love it. Yeah, but Sam was saying he hadn't seen it yet, and he said he really wanted to hear that in the car. And then they hit it. That was awesome. Then we get Fun and Funk. They like to go out of the labyrinth into Fun and Funk. I think they've done that like 4 of the 5 times or 3 of the 4 times they've played the labyrinth, so they like doing that. And then they went into a Hendrix cover, Spanish Castle Magic, which I don't really know that song that well, but they hit it real good. Greg really liked that. It's a cool song. The time signatures are interesting on it, but they had it real tight. It was dope. They probably haven't played it since whenever the Halloween run was, but that was cool. Never saw that before. It was dope. Back in the Fun and Funk was cool. And then thought New Day was great. It was special because I was with the homies I was playing it with the night before at the after party. So that was fun. And then we see
the Dawn of New Day at DC. When we were on that second level, I don't think I've ever gone off so hard on a Dawn of New Day. We just went. I mean, I like the song, but all of a sudden, just everybody we went crazy. It was the most energetic Dawn of New Day I've ever had. It was wild.
Whole squad leaned right into that. That was such a beautiful moment. That is definitely my favorite Dawn of New Day.
Did you say the squad or the squid?
The squad, whatever. That's so good, dude. That was just like such a celebratory moment of that show. Like, because that DC night 2, it was night 2. Oh, smoking hot.
Yeah, there was like an extended touchdown dance.
Yeah,
I mean, we were just we were celebrating. It was so much fun.
So good. Yeah, I'll remember that forever. But then I see Joe Hurtler's face come on stage, and I'm thinking these guys might play Waterfalls. They had a ton of people on stage. They had Joe Hurtler brought a tenor sax with him, and then they had all of Sneezy out there, and then they break into Waterfalls. And it was really great and wholesome. So it's not my favorite, but it was really, really, a really cool version of it. Everyone got their time to shine. Greg hopped in on, he did the mini-me rap from Austin Powers, where the actual rap of the song is. I could not wipe the smile off my face after that. I was like, fuck, I love this band. And then the guitar player from Sneezy, Radka, she is sweet. She had like a Derek Trucks-esque sounding solo on that. Everyone was crushing it, horns, and yeah, it was good stuff. Then there was a really beautiful moment. I normally don't like being prompted to sing from the band and the crowd, but they had everyone singing Jason Waterfalls, and it was a really awesome moment. Everyone singing it. Everyone was tapped in. Like even Greg said, he was like, "That was really beautiful." Like I feel like he broke character for a sec to say that, but that was great. Great show. And that venue's awesome too. The Intersection. Big fan.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Grand Rapids and the Intersection. I was sad I missed out on that show, but had to come home. It was actually a good idea for me to come home and rest a little bit because we had that meetup at the Burl.
Yeah, and I was severely late to that meetup because that drive is a hog. It's like a 7-hour or so drive from Grand Rapids to Lexington. We hightailed it, powered by music. Anything is possible, so we made it. Got to the Groovin' to Survive pre-party. Checked out some dies. I was all dripped out with a pair of shorts and a shirt and this new scarf I got from Sam too. He gave it to me. Sweet. Dies by Papes.
How'd the meet and greet go? A lot of people show up?
It was good.
Lots of fam.
Not as many that have been there in the past, but a lot of local people came by. They have a brewery that was kind of catty corner to the stage itself. Pigeons were on sound checking during the entire time, but it was good. People bought some things. We got to chat, met some new people. Boulder made some friends with some local kids around there playing around and stuff like that. It probably would have been a better idea if I went by myself and Tiffany and Boulder stayed at the hotel until it was about showtime, because about showtime, Boulder was over it. He was about ready to, jet out of there. But I told you about what he did. But other than that, is a fantastic show. Uh, I thought it was a one set show just because it was a Sunday and it was near like a residential area, so they had a 11 p.m. hard cutoff.
Yeah. Great set. Real good set.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna play one set, there's a lot in there. Fox and Toad into Skinner, other side. I'm still a big Skinner fan. I love it anytime I can get it.
Oh yeah.
There's something about it just when they start that song with that intro, the dun, like what's coming next. Dun, 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 dun. And then the song just kind of like it's like you go down like a water slide, right? It just kind of like builds you up and then whew, you're right in the pipe,
Right in the pipe, baby.
It's just a fun kickoff.
Those opening chords are BF. When I found that out, I was stoked on it. Go B.
That's right, I remember that now.
F. Skinner. Let's go.
Let's go.
And we had a pretty
that Fox
big
and Toad was really
flock
good too.
crew.
I love all the Fox and Toad jams these days. They've evolved. I don't know when they evolved that song, but it was like about 2 years ago or so. Like, it used to be a 6-minute song. Now it's a 10-minute song. Seems just about every time.
Yeah, and it was a nice outdoor show.
Yeah.
Song.
Yeah, that's
Nice
such a great vibe.
Happy start to the night.
For sure.
But we had a pretty big like crew of people. When Garrett was there, Shabandi, Emily, Val, you, Paige.
Nate, Kate. My little brother and his girlfriend Elsa were there too. It was her first pigeon show. She loved it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was sweet. Lots of fam there. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize your brother was there until I turned next to me. And he's there, and I turned to the right, and you're there. And I'm like, oh, I'm surrounded by Harpers right now.
Yeah, so he didn't get to go to the show with Graham and everybody, unfortunately, but he did get a taste in Lexington because he's in school, and it's like finals are wrapping up and shit. But he's only like an hour away, so he came and brought a new flocker. It was awesome.
Nice. And a lot of people were decked out in Groovin' to Survive stuff, so that was all cool.
Yeah.
Seeing all of us just all
the amoeba
tripped out and tie-dye dancing.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Love it. Yeah, and then My Own Way was really good. Greg was popping off with the alien bird noises as per usual. I watched the rig rundown that he put out that explained what that was, but I totally forget what it was, so it's still alien bird noises to me.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to.
Sounds good.
I think I'm gonna have to join the nest.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Well, and not to do a nest pitch right here, but at first it was some people had some complaints about it because there wasn't a ton of content on there at that point when it first launched. But here we are, almost a year. I mean, it's been a while, but you have now every show, you have sound check jams, there's so much additional content on there now. So I knew it would happen. It would just populate over time. Yeah. And that's kind of how it would get there. But now there's so much on there. All the shows are up, right away, basically. So, and you can live listen as well. It's a lot more worth it now than it was a few months ago, just from that aspect. Yeah. So
and the chat rules,
being fair.
The chat.
So it's
great.
Yeah, that's why I want to get on there is to chat and stuff too. But is the Lexington show up there?
Yeah.
Is this show up on there?
It's in there.
Okay, then why isn't it on Nugs?
I don't know.
Well, because they live stream it on there, so it goes on there, and so it's basically immediately available after the show on the Nest. So you get all the shows. You don't have to wait for the Nugs upload. The only thing I wish they would do is they would break it into a track list.
Yeah, you got to scrub through it.
Yeah, which whatever. It's not like that big a deal. Yeah. But if they could, you can know when to jump to what songs. That would be helpful if they were in the ability to do that.
Yeah, I think and sometimes on my phone it doesn't let me leave the Nest if I'm like going back to listen to it. It doesn't give me that box in the bottom. Sometimes it does though. I don't know. Whenever there's still a couple things to be done, but it's a great platform. Once they get the app going, it's going to be really good, really really good.
I think the sound check jams are what I listen to most of my day. Because they're just jams, and it's not so my brain doesn't kind of like focus on the music as much, so it's just kind of I'm grooving while I'm working. But it's just they have the Will Trask and Casey Russell soundcheck jam from like 3/8, which is like 20 minutes long, killer. They got some shorter ones as well. They did a Beneath the Surface with Casey Russell and Will Trask in the soundcheck as well. So you get a bunch of this stuff. Even the tidbits I've been using for intro and outro music on here has mostly been just like little snippets from soundcheck jams and stuff. So. It's cool.
Okay.
That's all I got to say about that.
I might wait until they get an app out for it, but I'm still itching for it.
Should
But
be
let's
coming
get
at
back
some
to
point.
this Burl. One of my highlights for me was the surreal Zydeco
Oh yeah,
and
man.
being able to see Jack get excited for the ending of the Zydeco.
Yeah, the surreal. That's a great Sunday song that was hitting, and I know that they've done Zydeco out of surreal for before. I heard him start playing surreal. I'm like, okay, this Zydeco is coming. Zydeco is coming, and it certainly came, and it was fantastic and glorious, and I'll like encapsulated a lot of the reasons why I love to go see this band. And it's just like I love when they don't do it too much, but when they stretch out a song through multiple days, and it's almost like a reward for going to the like like sticking with it, going to the next show too. Like I love it. That was
Oh,
definitely
100%. And then when you feel it coming on and then it happens and you're there, you're like, oh my God,
yeah,
this is the greatest day of my life.
so good. Like there's that like little pause, like right when they're finished with surreal before they're playing that Zydeco chord, like that moment right when they play that chord, that was might have been the best 3 seconds of the whole run. Fantastic. I felt like I won. It was great. And then
Yeah,
just
just
raging
another
with
win a
the band
minute.
with the whole flock. That's what's up. It's one of the best things.
Yeah. So at this point, I knew a sunny day was coming. And right in the middle of it, Tiffany's texting me from the hotel. Are they playing Sunny Day? And I'm like, yes. And that's her favorite song. She's like, oh my God.
Fuck.
But yeah,
It was a good one
she
too.
missed her favorite.
With,
It was a good one.
with Danny Buckets and Greg was doing something new on that. I haven't heard him do the he was doing he was just kind of yelling like quietly yelling. It's not like it suited the song. It really served the song. But it was like a 2.5 minute vocal jam or so. Maybe not that long, but it was a really good sunny day and hearing him on it, that everyone's crushing it.
And then they had the King Kong and Signed Seal Delivered, which I thought was awesome. Greg really laid into that. I was singing it. And Ben's solo on that was really good on the Ben King Kong solo.
Yeah, Jake crouched down to be probably about 210 or so. He's crouched all the way down during the solo, and I'm just
Well,
behind him,
dude, this
fucking like
wait,
piggybacking his ass.
yeah, well that there was like they put the spotlight on Ben and it was like behind him and we were kind of
Oh,
like
I thought.
in that general area and it was like blasting my face
Oh, I
like
didn't realize
through
that. I
Ben.
thought that was just your King Kong strategy. I was like, oh, that's what he normally does.
No, I was just like trying to get out of the light because it was blinding me and I was like in a moment of crisis. I was like, do I leave? I'm like, I can't leave here. I'm just gonna crouch down and like, but it was still just blinding me. I was
And it's
like, oh,
just
what the
dark
fuck?
and the lights shining right off your head.
Yeah, and I'm like, God damn it, dude! I'm too hit to the face and melted right now to be having this spotlight on me right now, dude.
Oh, that's so good.
And then right after that, I mean, not Brett posts a picture of me in the flock, dude. You know, so they had to have been seeing me from that freaking light. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Because they go to that feeling fine after that. And that's when I move up close. I go over and I see Calvin over near Jeremy and Greg, and that's when I get up close for that. And that's when Brett takes that picture of me, like,
Yeah.
dude.
Hell yeah.
Caught cheesing.
Really good one. With Calvin and Reed, too. Those rowdy boys.
They are rowdy boys. They're hilarious.
Yeah. And there was
North
a really
Carolina
good
boys.
jam inside of that Signed Sealed Delivered too. I'm excited to re-listen to that because I haven't heard any of this show, so that hasn't been posted yet. But that Signed Sealed Delivered was long, and that was its own jam itself. I remember they did it with Tomo one time, and it was like an extended cover. But this one was a pretty long one, maybe special for Sunday. But then the Feeling Fine, that's what capped off. That was the final song needed to play off Day and Time to have played the whole album. So happy 1 year to that album. That was really cool. And a great jam
And
too.
they
Feeling
get
Fine's a
heavy
hell
and
of a jam.
hard at the
Yeah.
end there. Like turn on the red lights. Jeremy goes, boom,
Yeah.
boom. It's heavy. I
So
fucking
good.
love it. That's what got me going down there.
Such a jam. It's good stuff.
They wrap up the set with a Yo Soy Fiesta.
Yeah,
It's been a
so
minute.
Gators might cut it, or sometimes. So Wilson and I were sitting outside the fire after the show, and we call Yo Soy Fiesta a No Soy Fiesta whenever Gators mic doesn't work during that. Yo. So that his mic just wasn't on for that. And I've seen that happen a couple times, but that was a No Soy Fiesta. The jam was fire though.
That's so funny.
Jam was fire.
Yeah, I'm glad they're playing it again. They had a little break there for a second, and I love a Yo Soy. It was my first debut I ever saw. It was my first time played song, so it's always got a little special place in my heart. So
Was that Ram's
I
Head?
love to see him bust it out.
Was that Ram's Head?
Yes, Ram's Head.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that 2-night run, that was my first multi-night run with the Pigeons, and it changed everything. I liked the band before that run. When I came out of that run, changed. You know, it was just even that it was cool because like after the first night, you know, we're in a room, we're like, let's order pizza, you know, and then we're going. And as I go downstairs to wait for the pizza guy walks in, and then right behind the pizza guy, Ben walks in, and I start like freaking out. I'm like, hey, and I'm not in like the mental state to really have a positive, like productive conversation with a member of the band at this point. So I just told Ben I loved him and ran off.
With a pizza in your hand?
Yeah, with that pizza. I should have offered him a slice. I don't know. I mean, I could have probably done something a little cooler than just awkwardly run off, but I love my weird interactions with the band. They're my favorite.
Talk about the points.
What'd you say?
Talk about the reward points.
Yeah, we could talk about Marriott reward points in the elevator with Greg. I still just... of all the things, if you're trapped in an elevator with Greg for 90 seconds, you could have a conversation and just ramble about Marriott, and and then the door opens, he leaves, and I'm like, well, that just happened. Again, I had a pizza in my hand.
Yeah.
Could have.
That's what made me think of the pizza. That's funny.
Yeah, going out for pizza late night and then running into the band it happens more times than makes sense, but hey, whatever. Maybe one time will be cool and not be so totally awkward. And
I was going to be. You will. I'm sure you'll see a band member when you're carrying pizza again.
I hope so, and I hope I offer him a slice. I can at least be that polite next time.
Even if it doesn't go right.
Now I think like, were they just like, that guy was so rude? He really likes our band and wouldn't even give me pizza.
Yeah.
Like, well, what is this?
Oh man, it's good stuff.
But
yeah,
anyway,
the 4-day Pigeons Midwest run, playing day and time.
Yep. Love it.
yeah, they always bring the heat to the Midwest. I mean, they definitely reward people who come out for these shows because, you know, even for a shorter run, it's chock full of everything, right? It's got it all. So lucky for you guys to go, Jack. Luckier for you to see more of them. And I just got to sit home and hear about it on the internet. It's always fun.
For sure.
Yeah,
But
Jack,
I was there in spirit.
Are you still keeping your show count?
Yeah, because I was.
Yeah, you know, funny enough, I was on a plane the other day, and I didn't have Wi-Fi, so I'm just trying to entertain myself. And I have my list in my Facebook Notes app, and I started going through, and I'm like, wait a second, there was a show missing, and then all of a sudden I realized I had not counted everything. So where I thought I'd only done, so I recategorized everything in there, and double checked on double checked, and where I thought I'd only seen like 82 shows, I'm actually at 85 now.
Oh
so
shit!
like, okay,
Yeah, so
getting there.
I was on fan. We're trying to figure out how many shows Paige had got to, and when she's gonna hit 100. And it turns out that she hit 100 at the DC Atlantis, so it wasn't properly celebrated. So we're gonna pick a show to properly celebrate the milestone, which is at like 105 or something now.
Well, when I went to my 50th show at the after party for Fish in Atlantic City, that was actually my 52nd show. So
Oh, yeah.
I did the same thing.
Oh yeah, so we talked all about that on the 50th episode. I think.
Yep.
I think Zach Meyer, he thought he was synced up with Anthony for his 100th show, which was going to be, I think, at Mr. Smalls or something. And then he found out that his 100th show had already passed, and he was like 2 off. Dude, so shit happens.
But pick a night, celebrate it. It'll be good.
Yeah, for sure.
So what was your number, Jack?
Oh, I think it's 133 now. Yeah. because I
Oh,
got
nice.
Fantasy Tour pulled up. What are you at?
135 was Lexington.
Nice.
Yeah, boy. Never a contest though.
Yeah, you're gonna pass me.
Yeah, we'll see.
You're about to pass me coming up in a few weeks, probably.
I think I'm gonna hit
But,
Asheville. Gonna hit that Asheville show. Do the All Good Sunday, and then I think at Dome Fest that'll be it for the summer probably, unless something else pops up.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
So
Maybe I'll
let's
go to
ahead and
Mexico
through
next weekend.
Yeah, there you go.
I've been hungry for some goose, so might as well see some
yeah.
pigeons as well.
Might as well see some pigeons along the way to see goose. But yeah, let's go ahead and go through their tour dates. Pigeons are heading down to Cabo, Mexico, May 9th and 10th for Viva El Gonzo. And then they come back stateside May 16th for Pisgah Brewing Company. Jack says he's going there. I'm really thinking about it. The only problem for me is that it's a Friday and I'd have to, my PTO was denied, so I'd have to call off on that. So it's just going to have to be a game time decision. Most likely.
I think I feel you getting sick. Oh, I just coughed on Jake. He's gonna get some sort of illness.
Exactly. But we'll see. I don't know. It comes down to childcare anyways. But then they take a week off from there and then pick up with the infamous String Dusters and Melt and do their little Northeast run with them May 29th through June 2nd. But they start off in Hampton, New Hampshire, go to Asbury Park on the 30th, Lafayette, New York at Wonderland Forest the 31st, and then June 1st, Westport, Connecticut, and then South Deerfield, Massachusetts on June 2nd on a Monday. So they end that tour on a Monday. Are any of you guys doing any of that? Jack, I don't think you are, right?
No, I'm not. None of that. I can't do any of that.
And
No,
then
I
Colin,
unfortunately will be on the road for work for the next couple of weeks. So it really kills my tour schedule when I'm flying different cities, days and weekends, and none of them unfortunately overlap with a pigeon show. That'd be so cool if it just so happened a trade show was just be would be in one of these areas. 'Cause I wanted to go to the Wonderland Forest show. That's my birthday, but I'm going to be in New Orleans, so it's not going to be the end of the world, but it'll be working. But yeah, I don't really have any shows until All Good, and then Dome Fest, and I'm trying to see actually while you were talking about this, I was like looking at the North Carolina show, Asheville, and I'm like, hang on, I fly back from Indy the day before that show. Can I fly straight in?
You should.
So I don't know, but that's Jeremy's birthday, right?
the next day, the 17th.
The next day, that's right.
It's gonna be a burner.
Well, it's still a birthday show for him. So, Jack was saying that before we started recording, and I was like, yeah, that'd be a throwdown then for sure.
For sure. Yeah, that's probably what's gonna get me to send it. I was thinking on how good this last run was. I was like, wasn't planning on doing that, but I think I might do now. And Jeremy's birthday is another aspect, I think, and it's a one-off. I think it'll be an absolute banger. Most are though these days. So,
and it's an outdoor show. It's like in a field on a mountain, so it should be pretty sweet. But I'm not going to be able to make any of those String Duster shows. I'm actually going to be in Nashville on June 1st for John Butler Band.
Nice.
At the Basement East.
Nice. What's up?
He just formed a new band. He's been playing in Australia right now, but this is going to be one of his first shows in America with his new band. So I'm going to go see him because he's one of my favorite artists. June 1st. And then again, June 17th. But Pigeons are going to be in Columbia, Maryland for All Good now. About that same time on June 15th. So I'm not going to be going to that one either. And then aren't you going to be going to the Flood City Music Festival, Jack?
Oh, yeah, that for sure. I forgot about that. Yes, I'll most certainly be there. That festival is going to be really awesome. It's like $60 for 2 amazing days of music, and I think additional $50 if you want to camp. Go to that festival.
That's pretty good value.
Yeah, that's like I was going to this festival regardless whether or not Pigeons was playing it, and Pigeons playing it. And it's fantastic. Great news.
Yeah, and they headline a Friday, 2 sets confirmed already. They're advertising that. So July
Be right
25th,
back.
they're in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. And then Jack's running away for a second.
Was it something I said?
Got the Great South Bay Music Festival in New York. And then August 7th, good old Dome Fest through the 9th.
And so I'm so excited. What I'm most excited about is this Flock Bingo game I'm making. So we're going to do it at Dome Fest. I'm going to set something up cool for it. But I want to have it ready actually and do some test runs of Flock Bingo at some other shows leading up to it. So in case there's any kinks in it, I can kind of work it out. But I'm making it look like really retro, like the design of it's really cool as well. So the more I tinker with it, the more I'm having fun with it. But yeah, that should be pretty fun. We'll have some Funk and Good will be sponsoring it, of course, not just Dome Fest, but the Flock Bingo, and there'll be actually real prizes and stuff for bingos. So, and also, the band won't see everybody's bingo card, so Jeremy can't play his crazy games of not playing any songs to make sure nobody gets bingo,
It's epic.
or at least we assume that's what happened.
Had to have been.
But yeah, then they only have 2 more dates on here as far as tour dates go. And it's the Bristol Rhythm and Roots Reunion and Suwannee Halloween. So maybe Pigeons isn't doing a Halloween run. They'll probably be down in Florida for Halloween.
Oh, yeah. I feel like they'd do something, though. Might attach something on there.
Yeah, well, we
But
don't know
all
what
right,
day they're
guys.
playing, so they might not be playing until like the 1st or 2nd. So they might have the 31st open because they're only playing one day with them. I'm assuming they're playing one day, one set. That's my guess.
Maybe
So
they'll do a Florida run.
ooh, I'd like that.
Florida.
Get back down south.
Yeah, good times down there, eh?
I low key miss Florida a little bit. I love Richmond and I'm really happy I'm here. But those Florida runs that we did the last 2 times around have been always fun ones. I always enjoyed those.
For sure.
All right, guys, my neighbors are waking up and start making some noise around here. It was good talking some pigeons with you.
Always,
Jack,
boys. Thanks for having me.
always, Jack. Always love your insights on pigeons. There's a lot of things there that I didn't even know. I didn't even know that they played day and time complete. So thanks for pointing that out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Love you guys a lot. And
He dances and knows things.
Yeah, I mean,
He dances.
yeah, special shout out
and
to
knows
Alex
things.
and Wilson. I'm thinking about you guys big time. Love you guys.
Yeah. Horrible news. Love you guys. Hope you guys are doing all right.
Celebrate the people you love. I love you guys a lot.
Love you too, Jack.
All right. Thanks, fellas.
Just